Welcome to the Grand Fleet Podcast. Today we're continuing our countdown to Chapter 1000. With only 2 chapters remaining today, we're going to be talking about the number 2, as in 2Y, 2 years later. I am Levi from The Voice of All Things.
I'm Smizzle from Smizzle.
I'm Bravo from Bravo D-Boy.
And I'm King KZ from King KZ75.
Oh, man.
And nobody said their intro at the same
Let's
time.
go.
These days I just wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gotten so used to it. And there's only going to be one more time where we'll have to do this. I'm going to get sad. All right.
Yeah.
So, yes, the 2-year time skip.
All right. So I think, today we're going to be talking about the 2-year time skip. I think the first thing we need to talk about is where is Zoro's eyeball?
Where's his eyeball?
Turn into the Sharingan.
On the ground somewhere? Oh, my God. I've heard that meme, that theory so much.
What was it?
That Zoro has a Sharingan. He's going to open that eye and,
Yeah. It's like his true ultimate power or something like that. Yeah. I've heard this one theory about how, when he opens his eye, it's going to be like a hawk eye. It's going to be like, it's going to look like one of Mihawk's eyes. It's going to be a hawk eye or something like that. And it's something you unlock or something. But it doesn't really make any sense. I feel like Mihawk's eyes are just they're just naturally kind of like that. And yeah, I don't really know what to say. I don't think I can't imagine it being like some sort of hockey related thing or some sort of technique, because nobody else has eyes like him. Oh, except maybe Eam. People have been saying theories about how Mihawk may be connected to Eam somehow, related to him somehow, and that's why they have such similar eyes. But I don't know.
I feel like he would have trained both his eyes to do this thing, though, if that was an eye.
or maybe one of them unlocked it.
Unless it's so difficult that it's rare to see somebody having unlocked both eyes to do the thing. But what would the eyes be? That's the thing I haven't seen anybody actually. I haven't seen any theories about what would the eyes be.
I thought some person hypothesized something to do with the voice of all things, or observation haki, because they also pointed out, because I remember they were saying Mihawk's eyes, Eam's eyes, and also I think when they show Zunisha's eyes at some point, they all have this kind of look with the rings to them. And someone was
Cavendish, when Cavendish transforms.
That's also what Perona's eyes look like.
Yeah.
No, but when Cavendish
a lot of the
turns
One
into
Piece
his
girls'
own,
eyes
are they
look
just
kind of similar
conscious
to that? So.
what? Consistently scared.
Yeah, I don't. That's.
It's a look.
I guess
you see,
that's.
We always thought it was a look of power, but it's actually a look of fear of those who know.
Yeah, but then you just twist it slightly and be like, oh, these guys are scared because they're just always scared. And then these other guys are scared because they've seen the future with their observation haki. So it's always back to observation haki.
I don't know.
No, I just think that observation haki is the only thing that makes sense. Although it doesn't really make sense, but I think that observation haki is the closest thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's just a pity that Oda didn't give him an eye patch.
he's saving it.
Yeah.
He's still saving it.
We haven't seen. I think there. I don't like saying this. I don't like when people say, "Oh, I think Oda said this in an interview," and then they can't remember what interview he said it in, or they can't provide source, because that leads to misinformation.
Yeah.
But I think Oda said he was he's giving random pirate stereotypical pirate features to different people, and he's holding out on giving someone the eye patch. A lot of people were actually theorizing it might have been Jinbei, because
here's the thing, though.
Anyway,
we've already seen the person with an eye patch.
Oh, really? Who?
Yes, it was in Buggy's cover story, and anybody listening to this should look back.
Really?
Buggy's cover story.
Check that out.
Who was it?
Buggy's cover story. East Blue.
It was Gaimon.
Who was the character?
It was a piranha.
Huh?
It was a piranha.
A piranha. Oh. Do you think this could actually have some repercussions? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
No.
I love it if it was just a troll.
But
because I see the eye patch thing as another thing.
I am curious about who if someone is going to get an eye patch, if they are going to be someone significant,
In one of our videos, I theorized that maybe it's going to be Kaido.
How so?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, just because, what an epic person to get.
Oh yeah.
I remember
guess so.
this because
But we've already seen both
I
his
remember
eyes.
this because I always felt like that.
Oh, later on, he will get one by the end of this arc.
Oh, okay. By whom though? Like who do you think will give him the eye patch?
When Zoro kills him and he becomes one of Moria's zombies. Yeah.
No.
No, like
the
Zoro-
real
Zoro
truth
could.
is what's
Then the,
the real truth is Tama's gonna feed him a kiwi dango, and then she's gonna tell him to just to like test and see if like it actually works. She's gonna tell him to gouge his eye out.
Tom is so sadistic.
I think that's actually really graphic to think about.
No.
Oh yeah, there's also Pedro who did gouge his eye out. Why doesn't he have an eye patch?
He didn't want it.
Yeah, that really makes me feel like Oda's like really holding it off to give it to somebody interesting.
I don't get why though. Like,
yeah.
why would it be
Because
important?
in like anime, a lot of. Oh, I had to keep
Well, no,
going.
okay. The thing with me, sorry, it's just the whole eye patch thing is that like, for me, when it comes to like how it could be relevant, I don't think it's going to be a case where somebody loses their eye. I think it's going to be a case where they're hiding something under their eye, which is like a very common trope, like Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist. But also, I would just love it to be a troll, and he just goes and retcons. Oh yeah, it was the piranha. But those are my two main thoughts.
Wait. Yeah, Roy Mustang wasn't the one with the eye patch. That was Fuhrer.
Oh yeah,
Fuhrer
no, I
Bradley.
meant that. I had it in my head, but that's
I was also
yeah.
like, when did that happen?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I know what happened to Roy Mustang, and I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, something does happen to Roy Mustang, and it doesn't involve an eye patch.
Yeah, no, it's Fuhrer
yeah.
Bradley. That's my bad. What were you gonna say, Levi?
Wow. What were we talking about?
You let me go. I just said the eye patch is probably as relevant as in it's not the fact that an eye was taken out, because clearly a One Piece character just closed their eye and it's all better. But the fact that they're hiding something under their eye. Like, I don't like the idea of a special eye power, but maybe like a battle scar or like a Tenryu B2 mark.
Or like Django. Like when we learned what Django's eyes are.
I don't know what you mean. I don't remember.
Django.
I know who he is. I don't know what you mean.
Django with the heart.
Oh, Django. I thought you said Tango or something.
What's up with his eyes?
You guys remember what his...
Yeah, his eyes are like hearts. That's funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're shaped exactly like his glasses.
Yeah. So what's this insecurity? That's funny. I forgot about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we just need to learn about your eyes too, speaking of eyes.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten a little off topic.
Yeah. I mean, well, not really, because most people are born with two eyes, and the topic of, the theme of today's episode is two. So we're not too far off. We're not
But now
too
we're talking
far
about
off.
one eye.
Yeah, we are implying one eye with this conversation, though.
Sorry. Yeah, I think.
Well, yeah, because two eyes is.
So I was listening to that just on the topic of the eye patches that Bro was talking about. Maybe he's hiding something. I don't know if a character would actually hide something if Oda would do that. I think that the more likely option is that maybe someone will lose their eye and get it, but it will probably be a reintroduction that for this character back into the story. Kind of like the way Blackbeard came from the Timeskip looking like so much more piratey, classic pirate kind of thing. Maybe have a character come back and then they'll have an eye patch and look more like the classic pirate.
Okay, I see
like
where you're
that,
going
too.
with this. You're talking about Gin, aren't you?
That thought came to my head. We've
Yeah.
ingrained that in our brains after all these podcast episodes that it's always got to be Geen. Because anytime we think a hidden
It's always got
character-
to be Gin. It's always got to be Gin. But yeah. Anyways.
So who else is there that we haven't seen a new design for after the time skip that might potentially come back in a big way?
Well, here's a character we haven't seen at all ever, but Ryokugyu.
Oh.
But we're talking about characters who come back in a big way.
Okay.
He's
Who will come back? Well, yeah, specifically characters who will come back.
NL.
Yeah, there's no real characters I can think.
Jozu or Vista, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen them.
Oh yeah, Vista maybe. Yeah, some of the Whitebeard pirates.
Well, Josu's gonna come back with one arm.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. That's a. What have we seen? Are there any?
Because we saw Crocodile.
Yeah.
I think we
once,
saw
right?
him during the time skip, though. I don't think we've seen him post time.
No, we saw him post.
Oh, he read
once.
newspaper.
He
900.
once he was reading a newspaper outside,
which is kind
like
of
on like
disappointing.
some box somewhere. I think somewhere in the Grand Line they said, and then another time we saw him reading like he was inside some, I don't know, building with like a window or something like that. We don't even know where that was. We just saw him reading
Like a
newspaper
tavern or
again,
something?
looking somewhere. No, not a tavern. It was kind of like a. It was just kind of like
the second one.
it was kind of like a more castle-y, fancy-looking place, but we don't even know where that was. But it was just inside somewhere. He was reading again.
I think the second one was actually him. No, what am I thinking of? We got one look at him after the war. We got one look at him post time skip, and then we got a cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Like a cover.
The cover
of
story. Yeah.
Which it wasn't a cover story.
Oh, it wasn't?
Actually.
It was
No,
just
it
a
wasn't
cover.
actually a canon thing because he was like with a hippo.
Oh,
Cute.
Oda likes hippos, or the fans
So-
like hippos.
Yeah, apparently. Noda Skywalker is a big hippo fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm a little disappointed we actually got to see his post time skip look. Like I feel like that could have been a cool reveal.
I mean,
You know,
what
we
would
haven't
have
seen?
what should we have seen like in his post time skip look? Like his other hand is gone, so now he just has two hooks, like the
Well,
guy
here's the
from.
thing. I would never have anticipated Frankie's post time skip look, so I'm not taking anything
That's
off
true.
him.
I see.
But yeah, you know who we haven't seen though? Enel.
Yes.
We mentioned him, but yeah, what do you think?
Oh, wait, sorry,
no, we
just
ha-
real
yes,
quick.
we have. We seen him just last chapter.
Yeah, but that's the same case.
Chapter 998.
It's the same case
Wait,
as Crocodile.
Yeah, and he literally has not changed at all. I'm actually a little bit. That's what I'm a little bit
Wait,
disappointed. at.
okay. So
Just
I
a
just
little
found like a little panel where we saw him recently in the post time skip. It was in the chapter, if you want to say the episode, where people were looking at Luffy's new bounty when they talked about him being a Yonko.
Who,
No,
Enel?
Crocodile. There was a little
Crocodile.
scene
Yes.
of him in like some building reading the paper that Luffy is also one of the Yonko. Like he was one of the people we panned to. Just
It was like 903, 904, something like
Yeah.
that.
somewhere there. But for Enel, I don't know. I think that I just like Enel. I think Enel is just like his design is very cool. I think maybe
Yeah.
Oda could change.
He's one of my like as far as villain designs. Yeah, he's one of my favorite.
I think maybe
Baggy
Oda may
sweatpants.
change one or two things about him. You know, maybe the color of something he wears or the pattern on like maybe his
Yeah.
pants. But I feel like I'm fine. Like if he stays for the most part, stays looking almost the same.
Well, the thing about it is like I like his original design, right? But like, I just want to see if Oda can outdo himself. You know, I just want to see if Oda can outdo himself. That's what I want. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
yeah.
something.
Speaking of redesigns,
It's another. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna move on to a slightly.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna close off and say it's one of those things that I personally think is another thing that fans, much like the eye theory, I think the eye patch theory, both of those, I think fans invest too much thought into, where the theories just become crazy, wild speculation with little to no evidence. That's kind of what I
Yeah.
think. It just personally doesn't appeal to me.
yeah, the worst like the thing about a lot of theories is that like some theories I've seen is like it's literally just them like trying to write lore for Oda. Like it's them like almost like they're trying to take the helm of the story for Oda as if like I don't know. It's not like it feels almost like a little bit presumptuous in a way, even though it probably shouldn't feel that way. But like I don't know. Like there was this one time where I saw this one theory from a small YouTuber. I'm not really like ridiculing them. I'm just like kind of I guess you could say I'm kind of maybe giving like some constructive criticism but anyway, like they were saying I can't seem to remember what they were called what the channel was, but they were saying that like Luffy's mom is Garp's not Garp's Roger's sister, and So like, and then like what he started with, he went back and like was trying to explain the lore of like the will of D, and like he said that the will of D was, you know, the ancient kingdom, and like the Gold family, you know, as in Gold D. Rogers family, like his ancestors were like the kings of the ancient kingdom, and the Monkey family, as in Garp Dragon Luffy's ancestors, they were the dukes or something. They were the knights or something like that, and that's what he started with. And then he like it all just like, I don't know how to describe it.
Fanfic.
Yeah, it was very like fictiony, and it was like you're not even like, there wasn't even any evidence to bring this up. Like it just like, he like, I don't know, he was just trying to like connect these dots that like Oda is clearly like, you know, he's gonna work to connect eventually.
That's kind of like,
you know,
that's kind of how I sort of, because I don't consider myself a theorist, like with a lot of the stuff I make. Like the Useless Kids video I made a while ago about like Kids' new crew, like that's pretty much just, I like right off the bat I said this is not going to happen, this is just me like wishing. So I kind of like, as long as they're not branding it as like theories, I don't really have a problem, because I see it more as just like, the way I do it is speculation. Like I just like speculation, or like like
discussion, what if, or something like that.
Hypotheticals.
Tekken 101 does a similar thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I like both, right? So talking about stuff which you think will happen, you know, using the whole evidence thing. Although I don't know, I've come to the point where I've just stopped using technical terms, right? Like theories, speculations. Or I've just stopped saying that. So sometimes I'll just be like, my video, I'll be like, okay, this is something that I think is very likely, or something like that. And then I'll have other videos where I tell you from the beginning, I'm like, I don't even know if it's likely or not. I don't care if it is. I'm just talking about what the fun possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I have like those kind of two types, and I just, those are the two I generally like doing.
Yeah. Also, like...
Yeah, I actually really try to avoid that kind of speculation. I actually made a video about why all of the speculation about Sword is unhealthy for the theories.
Yeah.
That basically, because a lot of people have based their theories about Sword on other theories about Sword on other theories about Sword.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's theories on top of theories, and like people keep treating theories like they're canon, and
that's how you get stuff like that theory you talk
Since
about.
law is in Sword, we can
also
deduce that, like they just like jump to the conclusions.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
coming out with a law video this week. It's probably my proudest accomplishment so far of all my videos.
Oh, really?
About my contradictory thoughts on law.
Okay.
Law for straw hat.
All right.
I'm very excited.
I think I'm actually kind of interested because I think me and you, like specifically me and you, Levi, like we have different views on law. So I'm actually like kind of interested to see what you think about whatever you're going to talk about regarding law. Anyways,
I'm hoping I can win some people over. But yeah, I wanted to move on to the idea of, do you guys have favorites and least favorite post time skip designs?
Favorite, least favorite post time skip designs.
I know Smizzle's least favorite.
Yeah,
it's Robin.
Robin,
just the anime one.
But not even like, I don't like. I don't know how to describe it. It's not even like, it's not really like it. I guess it's not even really a pre versus post time skip thing. It's more of a, this is the first time Oda has this is the first big mistake that Oda's ever made, and that's making Robin white.
It wasn't him.
Making her like really pale. You know.
It wasn't him.
It brings tears to my eyes. Truly,
he never actually. She was never actually like tan to begin with.
I know. That's the worst part. That's
okay. I think we should move on from this conversation.
All right. Let me think. I feel like there was another one.
I didn't like Frankie's for the longest time, but the more I looked at it, the more I was like, nah.
Once his hair was a whale,
same.
I was like, oh yeah, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think initially because he was bald.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
and his hair was one of my favorite parts of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that once he started doing like the whale and the head cannon and like, and I was like, no, I like this design better, or his schoolgirl hair.
Yeah.
I really liked Usopp's design, like the
Yes.
like the swamp.
When he came
that's
back
probably my
ripped, I was
favorite.
like, oh,
Yeah, he's shredded.
come on.
Dang, Usopp.
Yeah.
And then he started running away again.
Yeah.
And aside from the obvious reasons why Nami might be a popular post time skip design, I actually liked her, like that she had longer hair. I was like, oh, that looks good actually.
Yeah, I actually like how she has all these different hairstyles now. Like she can do a lot more with her hair too. I think that's pretty cool. I liked the Whole Cake Island hair that she wore at like the wedding, where she. Yeah, I just like hair. I don't know.
Also, I don't think I like Sanji's new, like, I'm not going to say, like, I don't dislike it. Obviously, I enjoyed Sanji's new design, but it makes it hard for me to look back at him without, like, a goatee. That's all I want to say.
Really?
What were you going to say, King Gizzy? I think I cut you off.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Personally, though, I think my favorite redesign is Law. His Dressrosa
Punk
outfit,
Hazard.
not Dressrosa, his Punk Hazard outfit was
that's so
awesome.
true.
I feel like Law pre-timeskip looked like such a... I have no idea. Like, he looked like... I feel like Law pre-timeskip was in high school, and then Law post-timeskip is in college.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Same with Zoro.
True.
Pre versus post time skip. Like he looks kind of like a dork.
Yeah, I feel like Zoro pre-timeskip looked like he was trying a bit too hard. Now he just looks like he's very chilled all of the time.
Yeah.
He's truly just, like, such a powerful presence now. Like, and, like, we got, like, more of, like, a bloodthirsty, like, demon, like, presence from Zoro before, where, like, he's, like, really, like, fighting hard, working hard, because he's always, like, nerfed and injured every arc. But now he's just, like, casually just walking around, like, yeah, I'll cut down Pika. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You get that vibe from a lot of
Yeah.
people post-time skip.
But
Yeah, I love how cool Zoro's been, but I really, really want to see him get in a fight that he has a hard time winning.
me
It's happening
too.
soon,
Like
bro.
for real, I want to see him. Like, I don't want to. You might like. Yeah, I just want to see him like really struggle, like Luffy has against Katakuri. I want to see a fight like that. I'm hoping that whichever, if he ever fights, whether he fights King or Queen or whomever he's gonna fight, whoever he's gonna fight, I hope that his next fight is like something he really, really has a hard time against.
Like Luffy versus Katakuri level of just
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
them going blow for blow.
I think we'll get that, but I don't think it'll be 1v1. I think he'll really struggle against Kaido when he's helping. I think he's going to help against Kaido.
I have a thought, and I don't know. You guys can let me
Wait.
know what you think, because it's just something I started to like just think about really recently. Is in relation to Zoro and the way he fights. Is that, is there a possibility that maybe the way Zoro fights is just like that? So even when he's struggling, it doesn't look like he's struggling, right? Kind of like a question that we kind of have a bit with Kizaru, where it's like, is Kizaru just like, is he actually struggling, or is he just like playing around most of the time? Like, when is he actually trying, or has he not tried at all? Because he never seems to be stressed. So I don't know. Maybe like it's something that I just started thinking about recently. Like, is that a possibility? Where like sometimes Zoro may be struggling, but I don't know. Maybe the way that Oda draws it, it's like Zoro is just always kind of relaxed, seemingly. I don't know.
I think he's still not trying.
Also, it's interesting. Back in Thriller Bark, Frankie and Brooke were talking about how once you get to a certain power level with the sword fighter, the fights aren't going to be long.
Wait, when was that said?
When Zoro was fighting Ryuma and Frankie and Brooke were just watching.
I actually forgot when it was said, but I remember
Frankie
that.
and Brooke, right? Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it was said, but basically that was the gist of it. It was like, once you get to this point, the fight's going to be very decisive. It's not going to last long.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like, because I mean it's not like, because with people like Luffy and Katakuri, their bodies are super tough and their punches are super hard, and they're going to just it's a battle of attrition. But when you're fighting with swords, you cut them or you don't cut them, I think.
For sure. That's a good take.
That's an interesting thing.
It's like
I've never thought about it like
so
that.
I don't know if we're gonna ever see a Zoro fight like Zoro versus Kaku again. I just don't think that's gonna happen because anybody who can actually put up a fight with a sword against Zoro could probably make him lose a limb just as quickly because his power will be that high. But that being said, I feel like might be other ways to make Zoro struggle in a fight against another swordsman.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that would look like, but I'd like to see it.
Uses bamboo swords.
Yeah, I think that
the only
the
way.
way that Oda's generally done it is that, they just play on his weaknesses. Kind of like in Alabaster, the whole thing of cutting steel and all that kind of stuff. And then when we went to Skypiea, he was trying to do like long-ranged attacks because he couldn't come in close. So I think Oda maybe think of something that Zoro's like, okay, I need to work on this, and then that will be kind of what Zoro's kind of struggling with or tries to improve in his fight.
I really like this idea. Yeah, because that's like the only way around it.
So, I think my least favorite post-time skip design is probably Chopper's.
Yes.
I would agree.
Oh,
Undeniable.
Chopper,
Because
yeah.
now he looks like
Yeah.
the dopey people from that island he was living on instead of a really cool looking dude.
Yeah. I talked about this in the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't even want to rehash it because that has affected my reputation forever. What I said in the first episode.
What did you say? I wasn't even there.
The thing about lizards.
Yes. Well, it wasn't even a lizard. It was a snake. It was a snake girl. You're just
Smizzle's holding the shovel and digging it
might
deeper.
have to watch the episode. I have time. Like the first episode is on my channel, and there's timestamps, so you can just go to Chopper. You might have to skip forward a little bit, but yeah, there's this part that I talk about, about basically the idea was like. I would like to see like a mixture of like cuteness and scariness, because it seemed like in Fishman Island, like his thing was like he was kind of embracing his monster identity. There was even that quote where he was fighting against whichever fishman, I don't even remember, but yeah, he said that he proclaimed that he was a monster. But yeah, I thought that was cool. But most of his post-time skip point designs aren't even that cool.
Yeah, they lean really hard on the cute, or they're just kung fu point, which is the worst.
I miss Arm Point. Right. Arm Point was so cool.
No, I think...
Yeah, Arm Point was cool.
I think I've come to like quite a bit of his forms post-time skip. I think the one that just annoys me is Brain Point and Monster Point. Those are the only two that annoy me still. Because Brain Point is the one he's in most of the time, and it never looks serious. Like, there's never a Chopper is being serious moment that I can like take seriously as well when he's in Brain Point right now. And then Monster Point, it's lost. This is a destructive form, like, especially when he turned into that in, I think, where was it, Fishman Island or something like that. And then Usopp's like, why did you turn into that? He's like, oh no, I have control. And then he smiled. I was like, no, Monster Point is not supposed to smile. What are you doing?
I mean, I like that he's... I just want more moments where I genuinely want him to get hurt. Like, I want him to get beaten up, and like I want to see more moments like him versus Kumadori where he's like beaten up, tattered. He has to like push himself past his limits, and like, I don't know, just not be a little piece of merchandise.
Right. Yeah, I feel.
I still enjoy him though overall. I like all Straw Hats. Best main cast ever, but
yeah.
Hey, I'm looking forward to, like, we've probably said in every episode that we're pretty sure Chopper's moment's going to come this arc.
Oh, I have high hopes for that. Like, Oda's put him in a very perfect position for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially the last chapter.
Who knows?
Because now, like, if Marco goes with Brooke and Robin and Zoro, I don't know how they'll go. I thought that, maybe Marco and Robin will fly and take Brooke and Zoro, but however they go, they go. And then it's just basically, as far as Straw Hats, it's just Chopper on his own there with like all these people. So he's in a position where, he's not relying on any Straw Hats, because essentially that's who everyone's relying on. Everyone's relying on Straw Hats. So Chopper's, if he has to rely on someone, he'll have to rely on another Straw Hat, but there's no Straw Hats for him to rely on. So he's going to probably be independent in whatever he does. Just hopefully it's something that Oda makes cool.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, he's with Drake and like his only ally is Drake and like Hyogoro, So I'm very interested how that goes because Queen's still there. Like it's still a very dangerous environment.
Yeah. Although I don't think that he'll do anything for a while, like at least for like a couple of chapters, because I think that Oda's just going to make him focus, like stay in that kind of tower where they sterilize stuff to make the antidote. I think for next couple of chapters, that's what he'll do. But when that's done, hopefully, like people won't conveniently be there, so Chopper can do nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Although I don't know, everyone's saying that they're going to get it. I mean, I do also expect there's going to be a Chopper moment, but a lot of people are saying, oh, and Robin's going to get a good fight this moment. Sanji's finally going to step up. This is Zoro's arc. Jinbei just joined. He's got to have a moment. So there's no way we're getting all of these. I know there's going to be a couple misses, so I don't have my hopes up too high.
Well, from what it looks like we're getting Sanji and Jinbei both look like they're getting something happening.
Mm.
Obviously, the Black Maria situation can go anywhere, but it looks like Jinbei's getting a legit fight here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, against who's? Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's an intriguing one. I don't think anybody was predicting that. Jinbei versus who's?
I think Robin and Brooke are apparently going up to the dome with Zoro.
Exactly.
Mm. Yeah, that's what it seems.
I mean,
So-
that would be great.
Also,
I think that's a
of
great.
course,
You know, maybe we've been sleeping on. It's actually we talked about Zoro killing Kaido, Luffy killing Kaido.
Robin killing Kaido.
Brooke killing
It's
Kaido.
gonna be Robin.
yeah, Robin kills Kaido.
No, actually, no. I
BKK?
think
R
I think
A B K K.
honestly for
Robin and Brooke
the
kill
for the
Kaido.
matchups right now, I was honestly feeling that I don't know. People talked about, oh no, Chopper can't be Queen. I'm like, Chopper doesn't have to. I mean,
Yeah.
Drake and Apu are there. I mean, as far as Apu, like if Apu kills Queen, I don't know how many of those guys downstairs are going to snitch on Queen after what Queen did.
Exactly.
So
Was that
I'm
you
just
who said
saying
that in your
that's
review?
possible there. And then upstairs, I'm thinking that I would love to see, and I think Oda would indulge us because he's indulged us with a lot of clashes, not all out fights, but clashes of a Marco and Brooke versus Big Mom because of like the way their devil fruits are.
True.
Oh, that would be an interesting fight. Yeah.
Brooke
So
gets his
maybe not
revenge.
all out, but at least a clash.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be pretty
I
cool.
said in my review, I said, because Jack is gone, right? Jack is moving around. So I said injured Jack versus Brooke and Robin somehow could happen. But that's just too weird.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be sold on that.
It'd be
I don't feel like that's not the kind of shock and awe that Oda provides.
mhm. But let's talk about the time skip.
Yes.
Yes.
It's hard not to talk about the Wano arc.
It's really hard.
Actually
It's
brings me to the question I was going to ask first. Do you guys think One Piece has been better or worse since the time skip?
I think it's just changed.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I have to say. Fishman Island and Punk Hazard, they just straight do not hold up like to most of the pre-time skip arcs, in my opinion. However, Dressrosa, Whole Cake, Zoe, and Wano are like the most solid arcs in the entire series. They like Dressrosa, Whole Cake, and Wano. I think that they might all be in my top 5.
It's
I think they might all be.
funny that you say that because I was actually asking Potato, who's the one I record with in my videos, and her favorites include Punk Hazard as like all-time favorite arcs.
Interesting. Like
Like
Punk
top
Hazard
3,
is the one.
top 3.
Yeah. Oh wow. Huh.
It's good.
Punk Hazard is like the arc that I want to talk about. Like I want to say that I love it, you know, so that I can say like I love an arc that's underrated, you know. But I just didn't like Punk Hazard quite as much. I think one of the most underrated arcs, or two of the most underrated arcs, are probably Thriller Bark and Skypiea. That's my that's what I'll stand for until people stop sleeping on it.
Fishman Island is. Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, I don't think there has been a single arc that has not held up to the average pre-time skip arc after the time skip. I think Fishman Island and Punk Hazard are both very good arcs. Fishman Island has one of my favorite flashbacks. It has like one of my favorite themes in the whole story, like regarding arcs. And And then Punk Hazard, the world building implications. Caesar was a fun villain. We got awesome moments from Zorro, Law, Smoke. Like Law versus Smoker, you cannot beat that. Like I don't know. This is the post time skip. I personally think is better and is going to be better. The pre time skip is super really good for nostalgia and like the quality of the story. And people say the pacing is different, but really it's just because there's more to do now in the post time skip. So I advocate definitely.
I think that the anime, like, okay, let me not say the anime, but the series itself has just become very different, I would say. And I can see why any person would say I like the pre-time skip better or the post-time skip. I don't think it's a pre-time skip, post-time skip. I think it's around Punk Hazard Dressrosa is where the series changed, I think. Going from starting Dressrosa and moving on to where we are now. And I would say that change is more of direction. Because I think that, as Oda always likes to say, when he started One Piece, he kind of had the end in mind, what he wanted to happen or what he wanted One Piece to be. And then he started writing, his world and how they were going to get there. And I think that for a lot of the time in the pre-time skip, he was kind of just expanding this world and how they're going through it. And, he had a general idea of like the things that they had to go through to get to the end. But, it was more about just expanding the world. It's not very, there's not much direction to it. And that's why we had all these wild and different adventures. But then it seems like just Rosa is like we've been on this one track where it's like, there's this track to the end. So everything we're doing is to get to the end. Where it's like pre-time skip and, Fishman Island, a bit Punk Hazard. It's like, there's not really the end that we can see in sight. Yeah, we're going to get there, but, for now we're just really exploring what's going on. So it just depends which part of One Piece you enjoy more, the whole focus on getting to the One Piece at the end or just the whole kind of world building and enjoying everything that we go through.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's pretty accurate.
You're right. All right. What was I about to say? I forgot. Never mind. Just go ahead. Whatever.
Do you guys what are your what events that happen? I have two questions. Would you rather talk about like the Straw Hats or like the rest of the world?
I kind of want to just talk about the whole world, including the Straw Hats. Yeah.
Okay, because
yeah.
Besides like what the Straw Hats are doing, what do you guys think was like your favorite event that happened during the time skip, and like the one that has most interest to you?
Hold on. What'd you say?
Like out of all the things that happened or things that could have happened or like should have happened, like what topics during the time skip like are the most interesting to you?
I think maybe the whole thing with the Marines and like Aokiji, like the whole like Kuzan versus Sakazuki thing and him Sakazuki becoming the next fleet admiral. I think that's probably like the most interesting thing like happening like during the time skip. So
yeah, it's interesting because like also because of that that led to the two openings of the slots. Garp and Sengoku both stepping down. There's a lot of that to talk about there that we actually did talk about during the Lost podcast episode. But yeah. So but yeah, and then also the recruitment of the two new admirals. Like there's a lot of like interesting things that happen there.
One thing I want to say is like I don't know if I asked this last episode or not, but like do you think that we'll actually get the fight or no, that's not the question. That's not necessarily the question, but like if we got if Oda, let's say Oda like we're towards the end of One Piece or something, and Oda wants to give us like one like this one bonus like 50-page chapter where it's just a fight that he's off-screened that has happened sometime in history, and like he gives like this big poll that we can vote on, and it's like you got Kuzan versus Sakazuki, you've got like Shanks versus Mihawk, you've got I don't even
Payback
know.
War.
You've got I'm trying to think what are some of the most legendary
Payback
fights?
War, God Valley.
Oh yeah, God Valley. Ed War. Honestly, I'm not even interested in Ed War, but we could put Ed War on there. But yeah, out of those 4 fights, which do you think? Let's go with Shanks versus Kaido. Let's say that was a little bit of a scuffle. Out of those 5 fights.
Yeah, we got that one.
Yeah, I already included that one. So yeah, out of those 5, which do you think you'd want to see the most?
Shanks versus Mihawk. I don't have to think about that at all.
Yeah, honestly, me too.
Okay, I think because I think that one there was like a lot going on there. I think I made a video explaining like how it doesn't just make sense at face value. But I think
that's probably. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that I think for me, just generally with like a lot of off-screen fights, is that I don't know. I feel like I'm not as unhappy as most people are, because I don't enjoy like for example, I don't feel the need to have to see the payback war or like Sakazuki versus Kuzan. Like I don't feel like bad. Maybe the payback war, but even like Sakazuki versus Kuzan, I don't feel the need to see that war, or that fight at all, because I don't know, I enjoy the ones where there's like more to it, there's stakes and kind of things. I don't enjoy the ones where it's just like, okay, we've got this space, let's fight. I don't enjoy those ones as much. Those are great, but as far as like in the story and kind of stuff like that, I don't enjoy them as much. That's why I think Oda might be the same way. That's why he always shows like a lot of the fights that, there's something at stake, someone has to try to do something, time's running out here, or something else is going on in the background of the fight. He shows those ones. He tends to show those ones more. And I like that, So any fight that's been off screen where it's like, it seems that there was a lot more going on than, what you would think at face value, I'd like to see those ones. And then less of the ones where it's like, okay, we just we literally went to an uninhabited island just to fight. Like, that's great, but
I think, this kind of supports my idea. This idea that I've been kind of tossing around, that I think I might make into a video, that I might actually need help with, laying down all the facts and stuff. But this like what you said, kind of contributes to this really smoking hot take that One Piece is not a battle shonen. The fights in the show in the series, like they don't like how do I say? Like the story doesn't service the fights, like some like battle shonen do. Like, in a battle shonen, like the story is there to justify the fights, whereas in One Piece the story is there to supplement. I mean, the fights are there to supplement the story.
Exactly.
I agree.
So, yeah, it's not like, and I'm not, of course I'm not saying that One Piece just doesn't have fights in them or anything. But they just,
you can tell it's not his main focus.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not the main focus. And even if you take a look at the structure of most of the fights, especially the early fights, they are nothing like, the early fights, they're nothing like battle shonen at all, like almost at all, because they're really short and, they're usually more like comedy based. Like some of them are more comedy based, and like it's just not like, it's just not the same. Whereas like in actual battle shonen, like fights will go on for multiple chapters, and like fights will be more intense, and like they'll be more like spectacle. Though there's more like of a spectacle revolving around it, But that's what I think.
No, I agree with that. I mean, and that's part of the reason why I find One Piece so appealing, why it's literally like the best series, not even anime or manga, just this best series ever. Because I personally am not someone that like has much investment into like fights, really. I care more about the implications of fights. And I kind of think Oda thinks the same way, where like what happens during the fight, like the choreography. While Oda does do a good job with a lot of that stuff, like you think of fights like Luffy versus Luffy versus Bluno, I was gonna say, like stuff like him grabbing his bullhorns and headbutting him, like Oda definitely has like creativity when it comes to like drawing fights. Like
he definitely does think about the choreography of the fights, especially later on. I think he gets better as time goes on with fights. He gets better with fights as time goes on.
Yeah, for sure. But like he like what I think is that he like not really he doesn't really like bank on like the fights. He really just cares about the result of them. Like that's like what he's writing towards, like the result rather than writing towards like appealing towards the fight. And that's kind of why for those like fights, like which ones I would see, I pick Shanks versus Mihawk, and that's because the all the other ones that you listed, we know how they went. Like we know how God Valley ended up. We know how the Payback War ended up. I do think it would be interesting to see Aokiji versus Akainu, because I personally buy into the theory that the fight was ending into the agreement that they would do something, and maybe the fight was like a hoax that didn't even happen. Like I do think that there could be
just took Kuzan's leg. It's a hoax. Don't bro. It's a joke. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, no, I'm sure they didn't
bro.
fight. Like the theory is that they didn't fight for all 10 days. Like that they like fought and then they like stopped and they discussed, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what you're gonna do. But anyways, I'm curious because a lot of people don't know who is stronger between Shanks and Mihawk, and like I don't know, and like even though that fight happened, we don't know who won that fight. We just hear Whitebeard reminiscing. Oh, people would be talking about that for all time if they were there to see your duel with Mihawk like I did. And that implies Whitebeard was there, which would make it all the better. Just having Whitebeard like commentating on this fight between two top tiers, like it's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. That
I
would be
mean,
cool.
okay, I'll say two things here, just really quickly. One is to do with the Mihawk, one is just to do with fights in general. And I think just kind of adding on to what I said before of, I like the fights that are just like, we just went and fought together, like nothing really was going on in the background. And that's interesting because of the whole choreography thing, I think there's like so many people who can just do choreography and they're just really amazing, right? Because personally, honestly, as much as Oda is the author, like obviously the author of One Piece, I'm pretty sure that, maybe having some other animation studio just say, okay, this is what happened, this is the two people who fought, then having them animate it would look much better than probably what Oda would come up with, genuinely speaking. We would probably enjoy it more as far as choreography. That's why for me, it's like,
that's true.
Leave these fan speculations of how this happened to us. Let our minds go wild. Like, with these things that are not as important, all he needs to tell us is what are the details of how it went down. Because that's what's really important for the story.
Okay.
As far as what Robo said, I'm not gonna flat out, say you're wrong and that's a bad view. But I just think that it's a bit of I would say it's a bit of a view that really shows people's bias. That whole thing that you just talked about with the Mihawk and Shanks and we don't know who won. Because for me, on one hand, you can see it's simple. They fought. Mihawk is now the greatest swordsman. Shanks is not. Like what more do you want us to say? Right? So I'm just like, on one hand, it's very simple. But on the other hand, you could probably look at stuff and be like, okay, no, there's this and that. And I feel like sometimes it's done a bit unfairly in some cases, which I think are even more, which are probably more straightforward than this one, where there's probably more arguments to be had. But I think it just comes from people's bias, where they'll probably look at one thing and say, okay, this is very obviously that. But then when it doesn't suit what they like, they'll be like, no, but there's nuance to One Piece. That's when you start hearing people say nuance. But when it suits what they want, they just say, okay, no, look, this is what happened, but this is what happened, right? It's there in the manga, see?
Right.
So that's just something I'll say that I don't like. Where people they have a bit of double standards, where it's like when something's clear, if it suits what they like, they'll be like, it's clearly there. But when it doesn't, they'll be like, it's
clear.
nuanced.
The Zoro moment a couple chapters ago. Oh, is that Conqueror's Haki? And he's like, oh, it's not. And then people will be like, nuance. He actually was. It actually was him. He just didn't realize it, or it was him. He was just trying to be humble.
No, like
Zoro's so nice.
Definitely. Like the nuance thing that I just don't like. It's just like literally now that I think 998 came out, and now that we saw that. When was this? Apu got back up. So now are we just still gonna take it as, oh no, okay, see, no, Zoro knocked him out, just like, but Kid couldn't. Yeah. So all that Kid agenda, now where is that going?
Yeah, I think like what happened with Zoro and Apu, like that's literally the inverse of what happened several months ago when Apu beat Zoro, or beat quote unquote Zoro and Luffy.
Yeah.
And Kid, right? Kid was there.
He didn't beat Kid.
Yeah, it's literally the inverse of that situation. But everybody loves it now because
it's the other way. So I mean, this is just an example. Like, like people just like take like one chapter and they go, oh, okay, so Apu can solo Drake and Zoro. That's what I'm getting from this because he blocked him with his Town Fuzz.
Right.
Yes.
Like, no,
Oh my days.
no, he's not.
Yeah.
They're probably roughly equal, if not like you can't make such assumptions just from looking at this. If you ask me, I personally put Zoro over like both of them, but I don't think it's like a close competition. I mean, I think it's a close competition. I don't think like Apu is getting low diff. Like he got hit by Yusa's kid. He got back up. He was able to fend off Drake and Zoro for a while, and then he gets cut down by Zoro. But he gets back up again.
Not even just that.
He's a tank.
It's everyone on that floor. Plus, he has to make sure he's not touched by the ice demons. Like, not touched.
Yeah.
Even.
Like he's at such a disadvantage, and people think like that Zoro like one shot him. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I
Honestly, Apu's been suffering a lot.
I think the
lately.
whole thing with Daosan that annoys me the most is that people don't even know that they have them. I think that's what annoys me. Like, if people were doing it and saying, okay, this is like, I'm doing this because I like this character, this is my agenda, that this character should be at this level. Like, if to do that is fine for me, even though, like, I know, like, what you're doing is not fair in the way you're looking at the story, but it's fine. But my problem with it comes when people are more like, they are feigning to, it's like, they're in the right, and you're just like, you are unreasonable in the way you're seeing things, that, how could you even think that this means that Zoro is like this, like Zoro is weaker, or how could you even think that, I don't know, maybe Karakuri is like this, how could you think Luffy's like that? Like, it's like, beyond them how you would even insinuate that. If you even insinuate that you're not like a fan of that character. Just because...
Oh my god, I hate that. I hate that mentality. That like you gotta be 100% or 0%.
Exactly. You know? It's like you either believe Zoro is killing Kaido, or you just believe that like Zoro is like, I don't know, 5th strongest Straw Hat or something like that. Like,
Yeah, you don't think he's in the monster trio.
it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't have to be unreasonable in my beliefs to be a fan. But anyway, let's get back on topic.
Right. Post time skip stuff.
Which oh go ahead.
Do you think you know, have you guys seen the 3D2Y special?
The Burn
I was
the
actually
World?
planning on watching it last night.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I kind of it's actually like one of those filler content things that I actually like would be like yeah, that like I actually like not really wish it was canon, but sort of kinda, you know, like as in it's good, as just as good as canon material as far as quality. And you know, it fits into the timeline, I think. So
Wait, was Rayleigh there
and it's,
again?
you know,
Remind me
it's-
again, like, because I watched that quite a while ago. Was Rayleigh there when that whole thing happened? Or had he gone?
had he gone? I don't remember. You watched it last night, Bravo. You should. I watched it like 2
No,
years ago.
I said I was going to
not-
watch
not
it
that
last
long.
night, but then I realized it's an hour 45 minutes, and I was like, oh, it's just a special. I could probably watch it. Like it's not a full movie. It's literally longer than Stampede, I think.
Okay.
So no, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, I don't remember if Rayleigh was there, but they did have like some Rayleigh moments. You know, pretty
I mean,
sure.
it would fit in because there was a time Rayleigh was not there, but that was like the last 6 months of the training.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the movie was great. And speaking about training, just overall training in the 2-year time skip, I think that moment, you know, where Rayleigh left Luffy was a really important moment for him. What do you guys think about the whole thing about, okay, I know it's like a bit of power scaling and stuff like that, but just the relation of the Straw Hats with the other supernova and the fact that the Straw Hats took some time out specifically to train and what that means for their relationship with other supernova or like with other pirates in general in the world. Like, it does that make them any different? Is it just the same?
I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
involved.
It's kind of weird to. It's kind of weird to really like truly put it somewhere. You know, if you know what I'm saying. But like, I think what's interesting, I guess, is that like, you know, since none of the supernovas, none of them took a 2-year time skip. You know, they kind of had to experience the new world the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So like, and they also got like that 2-year head start, and so they had to go through all these hardships. And I feel like most of the supernovas were pretty down bad by the time we got back to them. You know,
Yeah.
By the time we got back to Kid, he was in Wano in prison, under
Well, not
Kaido's
quite.
under Kaido's fist or whatever.
He was making an alliance.
Same with
Wait,
Hawkins
when
and
did
Apu.
when did Kid meet Kaido? Was that just before Zo or just
It
after
was
Zo?
at the end of Dressrosa.
At the end of Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were yeah, but we'd known
Okay.
about them. We'd known that Kid, Hawkins, and Apu were all like together, and they were gonna take down Shanks. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're
they were
right.
Shanks.
Okay. And they failed, and then they got taken as subordinates under Kaido's crew.
I mean, they didn't quite
Yeah,
fail.
that's just how
Kaido
they've
just
been.
kind of ruined the plan.
No,
Yeah.
but I think
Well, yeah, I
I think
didn't say
they
they
did fail because he still has the battle scars from meeting Shanks.
No,
So they
'cause
definitely
as far as
encountered
I
him.
understood it, like from what happened is that
Oh wait, no.
something
You're probably
happened
right.
between Kid and Shanks' crew. And then I think Kid wanted, was plotting to get revenge. And so Killer kind of, struck an alliance with Hawkins and Apu to help them get revenge. And then Kaido dropped in.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. I think that's how it went. And then Big Mom was somewhere in there where he destroyed her ships.
Yeah, I think that was before. Although I'm not sure, although it's not really said which one came first, whether Kid went and had his thing with Shanks' crew first, or whether he went to Whole Cake Island first. It's not clear which one was first, but it happened before.
I
that.
imagine he went to Whole Cake first. But that's just headcanon. There's like nothing to...
Yeah, what's interesting is that like Kid was he was going like pretty ambitious. Like he was aiming high, and he fell. I feel like he fell pretty hard. The whole thing was he challenged 3 emperors. Am I right?
Yes.
And didn't win. Like he lost, or not really lost, but he lost to at least 2 of them. Like he straight up lost to 2 of them. But we don't really like. I'm not really like the memories of like Big Mom, of Kid attacking Big Mom or Whole Cake Island. That's kind of escaping me. But like, what happened?
They just said he destroyed a ton of her
exactly what
ships.
happened.
And he went into their territory, he got what he wanted, and he left.
Yeah,
And
I
he
think
destroyed a ton of her
I think
ships.
that
Oh,
on
okay.
Fishman Island they said he destroyed some of her ships, and then later on in Wano, actually when in Whole Cake Island itself, Brule was talking about the fact that Kid came, and she didn't really say what he did. She just mentioned that Kid came, and then in Wano, Kid finally told us that he never challenged Big Mom. Actually, he went. He said he injured one of her sweet commanders. He took what he wanted and left. That's what we know.
Beast.
So yeah. So there's that, and then there's also what's her name, Bonnie. She was being taken in, like she got captured by like Blackbeard.
I mean, Bonnie
Yes,
took
and
the
then given
second
to
biggest
Akainu.
L after the Straw Hats.
right. She and then there's who else? You've got Arouge, who's just been kind of
He beat Snack.
he's just been kind of a big question mark.
Actually,
Yeah, he did fight one of the sweet.
He won.
Snack
He
or
beat
something.
Snack, and then he fought Cracker
Snack.
right after that and lost.
So yeah, that's actually pretty. That's actually
I think
kind of
that's
interesting.
really great for him.
I mean, we don't really know what he's doing.
Yeah,
still.
now it's
And I
confusing.
think when, he was there when Kaido like committed suicide. Again, and he was all bandaged up. Was that before or after?
That was from the
Do we
fight.
know like where that was in relation to when he challenged Snack?
That
Well,
was after.
we assume that it was like he was up there recovering from his wounds from that whole fiasco in Whole Cake Island that he was involved in.
Okay,
He's
Yeah.
definitely
So
okay
that's
by now.
interesting, I guess.
Like he's definitely like healed
Yeah,
up by
he's
now.
probably okay
Yeah.
by now.
Knowing One Piece logic.
I just
So
think that
I'm curious what he'll do.
Uruj is like sorely underrated.
There's a
I know,
cult.
I know. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people started recognizing Uruj's strength. Like the moment we found out that he beat Snack, and he was like the first person to ever beat a commander, because that was like before Luffy even beat Cracker. So he was the first. And so people started hyping him up, and then we saw Luffy could do it. We saw a bunch of other guys are getting strong. So Uruj kind of just fell back. Although people always point to that feat, but I think that feat is much greater than just beating Snack. Right? Because I think that feat is beating Snack and leaving Whole Cake Island. Because we saw how beaten up Luffy was after Cracker. And it's like, if Luffy wanted to, I mean, he chose to stay there, because of Sanji and all that. But even if Luffy wanted to, would he be able to run from that enraged army? And that's an enraged army
Luffy?
without another commander coming. When Uruj beat Snag, Cracker came as well. So basically, Uruj versed everything that Luffy versed, plus another sweet commander, and still managed to get out of Whole Cake Island alive.
That's true, but like, I believe that. I believe that to be the case. What I wonder is because this is an anime only thing, but like it showed that it actually showed the clip of like Aruj beating Snack in the anime. It wasn't in the manga, and it showed him like it was at sea. So I wonder like how like far into it's just like I'm not gonna make any assumptions based off that as anime only, but like it makes me wonder how far like how much did he actually escape? And I'm sure
I'm not saying that he
specific.
escaped from Whole Cake Island itself, but just anywhere deep enough in Big Mom's territory to get out of there is really tough.
Yeah.
When you've got like the whole enraged army and a like sweet, even if like you're just on outside of Big Mom's territory, to run away from that.
No, for sure. I'd like to think. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of the supernovas grew over the time skip, but with Aruj, I'd like to imagine. Now, this might be like a very hot take, and it's baseless, pretty much. Well, not completely baseless, but like, I think he might have been pre-time skip. I think he might have been the strongest supernova.
I've heard that theory before.
Because he's the oldest.
Yeah, not really a theory, but like that take before. Because didn't he go up against a pacifista? Like
he won.
Did pretty well.
He beat a pacifista, I think.
I don't know if
right.
he did. No, he didn't beat it. Like he was. There was a moment where it seemed like they were equal, if I remember correctly. I know he didn't completely beat the pacifista.
But also, like, if you think about it, his fruit's got so much. Like, his fruit has like probably the best, like, infinite potential, really. Because he just takes more damage and he gets stronger.
I think
at least right now, because we don't know of any limitations.
I think that Uruj of old, like this, like he might like that take of him being the strongest pre-time skip. I wouldn't even say I'm against it, honestly, and just given everything about Uruj, but also I think that if we're talking about something like durability or something or endurance, Uruj might probably have the best of all the supernova just because of his devil fruit.
Yeah,
because his devil fruit literally relies on him taking a beating.
It's kind of sucks, but it's also kind of awesome. I don't think he's close to Luffy though.
I feel like that might tie into his like his character as well. Like something about the idea of him like getting beat and then like kind of like recovering.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in like him and a Rouge and Zoro moment, because I feel like both of them have like a lot of like Buddhist principles or something like that. So I feel like they could say something which would seem like, huh? What? Like when Zoro goes like the 9 worlds, something like that. There's nothing I can cut. It's like it sounds cool, but you don't really know what that means, right? I feel like I could see something him and Uruj having an exchange like that, where it sounds cool, but what does that really mean?
It could be a great moment for Zoro to be like, your ability's based on endurance. I'm still gonna outlast you. This is like
that would be a cool that'd be a cool Zoro thing. Here's the thing about Zoro, like. I want to be like I know Zoro's overrated, but like when I first caught up in One Piece, like I was always like going on the forums and stuff. I was being like, Zoro sucks, Zoro's terrible. But like every time Zoro's on screen and he does something cool, I cannot help but like jump up and down in my chair like a little girl or something.
Exactly.
Like, he's just like I want to not like him because but he's too cool. He's too cool.
You can't.
But he's overrated. He's so overrated, though.
I don't think he's overrated. I mean, okay, he's overrated by power scalers. As a character, he's peak.
Yeah, his characterization. It's kind of. It's a little bit overrated. Not as overrated as his power scaling, stuff. But, yeah.
He's just a badass.
I think there is more to be like. I do think there is like there are better, characters. There are characters that I like more, like just because of their character.
I agree
because of like their abilities and such, and their feats of power and such. Like I think Sanji, I like his character more than I like Zoro.
Zoro's I like third favorite.
Most of Zoro's fights. The weird thing is like I think most of Zoro's fights they stick in my mind more than most of Sanji's fights. But Sanji has a more visually interesting fighting style, like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be really. I might have to like start rewatching One Piece. Start rewatching One Piece. Start watching the anime because I haven't watched the anime in a while.
That's a mistake, bro.
But yeah,
you cannot, like, once you start watching the Wano anime, there is no chance that you're gonna like hate, like, that you will be able to be against Zoro at all.
I've been watching the Wano anime weekly, and it's like, and I know Sanji's not going to get a fight for a while, so.
No, I actually stopped.
Yeah, so it will kind of suck, to try to go back.
No,
to
I stopped watching the
also,
anime weekly in Wano as well, along with the manga, because I was just like, I'm really not enjoying this. So I just decided that after Wano ends, then I'll come back and watch the Wano arc.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been watching it, like, I kind of occasionally watch it whenever it's an episode that I know something interesting happened. Then I'll watch it. I also watched last episode, I think, the Kawamatsu episode. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I saw, like, people were talking about it, so I was like, okay. And I turned it on, and they gave Kawamatsu, like, I don't know, they went above and beyond with the Kawamatsu Onimaru stuff. Like, it was actually, like, really cool. Like, I liked it way more than I liked. I like Kawamatsu way more now because of the anime than the manga.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job with that,
which is crazy.
Like, they're making everything better.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first. Like, I think. Yeah. At the end of the day, I do think the Wano anime is going to be better than the Wano manga. The way everything is done.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Actually, to be completely honest, they added like a little filler fight. They added like, I guess it wasn't a full on fight, but they added like a little filler scuffle between Kaido and Big Mom, and like something about it just didn't feel quite right to me.
Really,
I don't know how to explain.
I actually really like that.
I think it was just the way the choreography of the fight itself was. I didn't feel quite as like, I don't know how to explain it, but like that big, clash of like the top tiers, also like the sky splitting thing, it didn't look nearly as cool as it looked in my head when I, read the manga, but
I don't know, dude. That when she does like the 100-pound phoenix, her version of that, and then he thunder bagwas it away, that was just so cool, dude. Like, I don't know, I really, really like that fight.
Yeah, like I'm fine
I haven't watched
somebody else likes
it. It sounds exciting.
Yeah, it was like I'm not sure how to put it into words, how to put what I'm feeling into words, but it didn't feel quite right. But it felt it was like it was cool. Like, it's cool if you like it. Like, it's cool if you like it, but I'm not sure what it is that I can't put. Like, there's something about it that I'm not sure if I like, that I can't put my finger on.
It is weird to see like weird. Big Mom, like a very plus-sized grandma, for lack of better terms, like fighting around like all badass. Like, it's not normal, so it's kind of off-putting in that sense.
Maybe
it's
it's just that. Yeah, maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just that. But yeah. Anyway, back to like time skip stuff. Is there anything else?
Which of all the islands the Straw Hats were sent to, like and like all the changes they underwent and like new abilities, just like that. Like, which ones do you find the most intriguing? Or like, which did you just like the most? Not really intrigue.
Sanji and his recipes. I still want to know what that's about. Stealing the recipes.
Oh, he has more
because
recipes?
They said he's stealing recipes from masters in what was that Kempo called? I forgot what the Kempo is called. So I was just like,
Newcomer.
Are these recipes like actual food that Sanji's gonna pull out and be like, I made this using, I don't know, like he's gonna begrudgingly say that they had good food recipes? Or are these actually like fighting recipes that he's gonna pull out new attacks and be like, I learned this from like I forgot the name. Momoira Island.
Momoiru Island, Kamabaka Kingdom.
Exactly. Is he going like? I want to just find out what are those recipes about. Like, are they other techniques? Is there something going on there? Because I feel like Luffy, we've seen quite a bit from him and what he's learned. I don't really know if there's anything new we're gonna find out about that he learned during the time skip. Zoro, for now we just kind of figure that. He mostly learned swordplay. I mean, we'll probably see some other things where maybe he awakened a new technique or something like that. Maybe we'll see something like that. And for a lot of the other Straw Hats, they haven't really been fighting per se in order of improving. They've been getting stronger, but not necessarily fighting. So there's no new techniques that I really expect from them from the time skip.
Well, I think they said
Yeah.
like I think Ivankov told him that it was the recipes enhanced like the physical limitations of human beings. So I think they were like food recipes. Like I think they were like he said something. This is all my memory speaking, but I think he's like they enhanced like the recipes of his crew is what he planned on doing. Like enhance their like physical like status.
Wow. Imagine that you see, imagine all these things came together, right? People talking about this now, these recipes that enhance people. Mix that together with everything that people talk about Hawkins tarot cards and boosting people's strength. Mixed with Marco, and you know how Marco's kind of using people's own stamina to help them get stronger against the virus. Put all three of them together. That's how we're going to defeat Kaido.
Tarot card.
I feel like honestly, I feel like that's overkill. I'm still of the mindset that I'll be happy. I'll honestly be happy if just Kid and Luffy defeated Kaido. I would still be happy. I mean, I know there's been Zoro build up to face Kaido in whatever capacity, but if no one else interfered with that fight, it was just Luffy and Kid, I'd honestly still be happy.
Me too. I don't think it takes more than that, honestly. Like, I think 3, like, obviously Luffy and Kid, in my opinion, are the strongest supernova, but, like, 3 supernova versus Kaido, and they're, like, really on top of their game. I mean... And one of them's Luffy. I think they can do it. I mean... It'll be very hard, but...
I think anything more than just, like, Luffy, Kid, and then maybe Zoro and Jinbei as, like, support is overkill. Not really for this arc, but, yeah, just for the next arcs that's gonna come. Because, like, how far down do they have to be for that to be how they defeat Kaido?
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, and also considering that they're gonna have to face other characters who are just as strong as Kaido, or almost as strong as Kaido. In the near future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the way I see it.
I also think Usopp's pop greens are interesting.
I love those.
But it kind of sucks because I feel like we haven't seen too much of him, like very many fights with him since the time skip. I'm wondering if he does have anything new to pull out, but it's kind of questionable when that'll be.
Well, it's been a lot of utility stuff lately, like the sniper green. I don't know what it's called, but the one he used in Dressrosa.
Kabuto.
He has the banana boat. Like I think he's like a lot of them. It's true there are combat ones, but I think it's helping him like be a more asset in a utility sense.
Yeah. Okay. I think that Usopp has like a lot of stuff that he can do. I think that for the most part, as far as pop greens, we've probably seen most of them or like whatever. But I think that just Usopp's just like ingenuity, like when he went to Skypiea and then started, mixing stuff with the dials and how that helped him in his fight against Luffy, even though he lost. I think Usopp's just like creative like that. So he can still keep building stuff. The fact that he is the one who built the Climate Act, both versions.
Yeah.
I'm also interested, away from like the main fighters of the crew, all these other guys who are not considered like the monster trio, I'm interested to see how they improve and like where, like what they're going to do to improve per se, like Usopp that we've been talking about and what he's going to do specifically. Also Frankie, because Frankie, I feel like a lot of his stuff now is going to be like, I don't know, tech-based and science and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of an unknown field because... On one hand, we've got like sci-fi stuff that we talk about, but on the other hand, you've also got stuff where it's like Vegapunk also plays with devil fruits and lineage factors and all that kind of stuff. So, how far into that will Frankie actually go? Because he managed to somewhat. I don't know if it's said that it's exactly the same as the pacifistas, but he also has lasers now, which when they were introduced was said to be basically Kizaru's devil fruit. So
somehow like implemented
exactly. So doing more than that, right? So I said this as a joke in I think a video I made where I was just like, oh well, he can just add like maybe if he sees Kid, he can add magnetism in there or fire and stuff like that. Like he can just try to adapt different devil fruits he sees. Add it to his repertoire and everything that's going on. So. I don't know. I think that Frankie...
That could be kind of
I know that he also said in Wano earlier that he wants to create, Kaido killing weapons or something like that. So, like, just the fact that he wants to make these things, whether he's made it now or whether he's going to make it in the future, like, I think he also wants to make it. So I'm interested to see what he comes up with.
I literally just thought of this, but when you mentioned the Kizaru laser thing, because the laboratory Frankie was sent to... that was like his childhood laboratory, right? But pre world government affiliation. That means that Frankie must have figured out the lasers on his own because Vegapunk like wouldn't have connection to Kizaru yet.
Unless we go with that theory that Kizaru is Vegapunk.
Oh, well, yeah, that would debunk it, but
Yeah,
then we have a whole other thing to discuss. I don't know. I just want to share that.
No, I think that is definitely a possibility, and I like it because it kind of shows. It goes with what I'm thinking about of the Straw Hats kind of thinking for themselves and improving. That is the whole point of the time skip kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
So you have like the whole 6 months where Rayleigh left Luffy, and he left Luffy to kind of think for himself and improve. And we've seen that helped him, like with Karakuri. He learned, now he knows how to kind of learn stuff for himself with Karakuri and learning Future Sight. So this being the same thing for Frankie, I'm not upset, where Frankie kind of studied Vegapunk's notes and the way Vegapunk thinks. So maybe he remembered the pacifista's lasers, and he's like, okay, based on the way Vegapunk thinks, he probably did it like this, and then he made the laser himself.
So, like, how do you think Frankie, like, so, for most of the Straw Hats, for, like, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji particularly, like, for the time skip, like, they can, I remember one of your videos, you said something about how, like, they were being taught to fish in a way, you know, like, instead of, rather than being given fish, they're taught
the same.
You know? Yeah. So, like, how exactly would, that translate for Frankie, like, who is, like, you know, how would he be able to, like, do you think he's going to be able to create new stuff on the fly? Or do you think maybe, like, in between arcs he'll be working on stuff and then, like, he'll be able to bring it out? I think that would be fun. Or how do you think it'll work for Frankie, like, being able to come up with new stuff to improve on, like, that he, like, you know, for future arcs, I guess?
Sorry, but my guess for Frankie is that it's gotta, like, do with, you know, just how well he can make his weapons. For example, now that he's kind of seeing Kaido, is there any weapon that he's made which can even do damage to Kaido, right? If there is, then, I mean, that's him learning on the fly. He's just arrived 1 or 2 weeks later. He's got weapons that can kill Kaido.
Yeah.
That, okay, maybe not kill, but damage Kaido, which is something that, you know, is very rare in the One Piece world itself. So for me, that's proof of that, technically.
All right. So, yeah. What else? What other things have happened, you know, since the time skip? What are some characters we haven't seen since the time skip that you think we're gonna see? Yeah. What characters do you think we're gonna see post time skip? Do you think that they'll come back into relevance?
Aokiji.
That we haven't seen at least since the time.
Okay.
Aokiji,
we saw him briefly with Smoker and Doflamingo.
Well, we saw him briefly. Punk Hazard, Film Z, if you want to. I know it wasn't canon, but like I feel like
it revealed his scars,
his characterization, and like you know the scars, of course, that we saw. That was all. I feel like that was as good as canon, and it might be confirmed in the manga at some point where his scars were, or if he has what scars he has. But I consider, you know, some of the stuff that he says and does, like at least like the way his character, I don't know how to describe it, like his characterization, I guess, and the scars and everything, the results, the visible results of his fight. I think those are canon, so to speak, you know. But
yeah, for sure.
What about NL? You know, NL is like, he's kind of like a big question mark for me. Like, I do want him to come back. He's probably one of my favorite pre-time skip villains just because of how, like, just because of lightning. Lightning is like a really cool power. And,
NL has like the best of everything, honestly. He might come back as one of the most OP characters.
One of the best devil fruits.
Best devil fruits.
One of the best designs.
One of like such really great observation haki, which he then mixes with his devil fruits to make it even better. Mm-hmm. And then now he's going to the science side of One Piece and, you know, got a whole army of robots. And even before he got the army of robots, he was still a really smart guy. He designed the Arc Maxim himself.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, yeah, now that I think about it. I feel like he should come back. I came up with this, sometimes I fantasize. Sometimes I fantasize about like how exactly he'll come back, and like I thought about this one thing where he just kind of randomly comes down to the Blue Sea, and then like he he lands and like Impel Down or something, and then he's like and then like he walks in, like he just like busts in there. And then he like finds, you know, some prisoners. Maybe he finds Doflamingo, and he tells him, "Hey, get up, loser! We're gonna go take over the world or something." And then like NL and Dofi, they go, you know, I don't know. I feel like that'd be an interesting. I feel like those two would have an interesting have some very interesting back and forths. You know,
that's really cool.
On this thought of just making up stuff, which would be really great. I think that if we got like what would first have to happen is that this arc, we need all the supernova to come to Wano. So that includes Uruj, Bonnie, Capone. And then, you know, have them play their major role. I'm not saying all the supernovas stared down Kaido, because like I was saying before, I'm happy if it's just Kid and Luffy. But, you know, have them play their roles, and then have like the arc end, and, you know, each supernova is doing whatever they want to do now. And then maybe have a kind of, I don't know, Straw Hats are doing this, and then we kind of cut to some scene within the next arc, and we see a Rouge NL kind of end of the battle kind of thing. And then NL is like, this is NL's return. Like, we just, you know, maybe one of those classic things where it's like, we don't really see much, but we kind of know, either like by silhouette or by, we don't know, we just see like a part of like, you know, that round thing that comes around his back. We just see a bit of that or something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. We just see like some of that, and then we know that NL is back. He's somewhere in the blue sea.
That would actually be so sick.
I have a video on this, by the way. Just a plug. Go check out. I have a video on this about past antagonists from the Grand Line. Crocodile, Lucci, Enel, and
I think it would be fun to see like Crocodile and Lucci get together somehow, and then NL and Dofi get together somehow.
I don't get why Crocodile and Lucci.
I don't know.
I'd actually like to see.
Think they'd be interesting. I think they'd be.
Sorry, you finish that, and then I'll say what I want to say after.
Oh yeah, I just think they'd have an interesting conversation. I don't know. I could see them like maybe meeting up and like maybe they like they're both at this cafe and like all the seats are taken, and then like Crocodile, he needs somewhere to sit, and then he sees Lucci and he's sitting there by himself. He's like, hey, is this seat taken? And then they sit there. And he's like, "Hey, aren't you Crocodile?" He's like, "Yeah." "Aren't you Rob Lucci?" I don't know. And they just have some sort of random chill conversation, you know. So yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, right? Where they're just chilling and then they just see each other and it's like, okay. But I would also like Enel and Lucci and then Doflamingo and Crocodile. Because then you'll be like, oh, remember how like I asked you if you wanted help back in Marineford? Now let's team up together. Right? And then Crocodile comes to free Doflamingo in Impel Down. It's like, okay, now you can work for me. See how the tables have turned or something like that. And then have Enel and Lucci because Enel thinks he's a god, and you know Lucci is now in CP0, working for the Celestial Dragons, who also think that they're gods. So I don't know. Somehow I feel like there'll be a way in which the conversation can go, and maybe Enel will kind of appeal to the bloodthirst in Lucci kind of thing. And then Lucci will be like, yeah, let's do this, I guess.
All right. What other characters? We've seen Lucci. I want to say, I mean, I have a passing interest for like some of the East Blue villains, like Kuro and Krieg.
Arlong.
I think those are actually the only two.
Arlong, yeah.
I mean, he went to Impel Down, but like,
you're interested in Krieg and Kuro, but you're not interested in Arlong.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why, to be honest. I think I just really liked Kuro, and like I once had this idea that like I once like had another one of those fantasies where like Kuro and Krieg, they got kind of got together and they formed their own pirate crew, and they had sailed into the Grand Line, and they had all these sort of hijinks. Gin and Pearl and those characters, they met Bucci and the other guy.
Brothers.
I don't know. Kuro is in kind of dire need. That's one thing. Kuro was in dire need of like interesting side characters on his crew. You know.
Yeah.
But
I think that just as a final thought, from me, is that I would really like, and I'm going to talk about character coming back, but we have the whole Blackbeard chilling on the the beehive, the pirate paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Hachinosu,
and
Full of lead. I like the Viz Media translation.
Oh.
Full of lead. Yeah.
But then, maybe, he's doing his thing there. They go out, they do their missions, they come back. And then maybe at some point, Blackbeard decides to, head out. So now he's just like, guys, now we're going to, join this war that's going to come. We're going to go. We've got all what we need to find the One Piece or something like that, or to collect all the ancient weapons. And now all the Blackbeard pirates head out. They leave the Hachinosu. And so, like, we all think that, okay, the island was Blackbeard's because, he's a Yonko. He kind of, like, controlled the island. And so we think that everyone's gone. And then, you just see the island. It's almost empty. And there's just like a few people there. And one of the only people left on that island, we find Foxy.
Oh,
I would love that. Just.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
He needs to come back.
That would be fun. Oh, what if they had a Davy back fight and like he lost and then like Blackbeard told Foxy to join him. That would be funny. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't think Foxy's gonna come back in any canon post time skip material. I feel like Foxy's like he's kind of like relegated to filler now somehow.
Don't put it past Oda. Don't put it past Oda.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Oda. Like maybe like an end of series thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or if anything, he's a joke character, so he's only gonna appear as a joke somewhere. But yeah, I guess I could see that even like as a joke.
Yeah, I think that's a good note to end this off.
Yeah. Be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to everybody. Links in the description. If you're a One Piece creator, or if you want to support small One Piece creators, join the Discord in the description, and we can collab, make friends, promote your material. You can give and get constructive criticism on your videos, and just have some fun. So yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.